everyone, good evening. It's Bernie here from Stampin' Up, and welcome to my craft room this evening. Who we got? Hi, Mum.
Hello.
What does she say? Hi, guys. All good here. Busy packing for my trip to Imo. Yes, I, for some reason, thought you had left on Sunday, and then we rechecked the messages. Hi, Leslie Ann. Good to see you. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Good evening.
Yes, awesome. All right. Well, I've got Rich here in the house with me. We have, before I start on tonight's project, let me just quickly do a little bit of housekeeping. Excuse my very blingy apron. We're doing a little bit of painting tonight, so I just thought I'd grab my Stampin' Up apron to protect my clothes. Yes, man, there's a lot of moving parts to this project on Saturday. I was cutting. It took me 3¼ hours to cut all the kits. You'll see, lots of work.
I'll need all your wits about you on Saturday.
No, it's not that hard. It's just a lot of moving parts. Anyway, before I forget to my desk, I haven't seen the email because I just haven't been around at my desk much today, but I saw there's been an announcement made from Stampin' Up. Hi, Anne. Good to have you in the house. There's an announcement. Apparently, there's free shipping for tomorrow and Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. If you're wanting anything from Stampin' Up, from Stampin' Up, and I think the minimum order they said is New Zealand dollars is 100. So correct me if anybody else has seen the announcement. Like I say, I haven't been on my computer much today. So I just saw that via the social media. Yes. All right. So tonight I thought we could play a little bit with some of the online products. And my inspiration for tonight's cards has come from Alison Bomber, whom I absolutely love. Her. Can you have a crush on a designer? If you can have a crush on a designer, I have a crush on Alison Bomber. She is, in my opinion, she's phenomenal. I love her style. I love her arty style, but I love how she pushes you as a creator to think differently. So we're going to be working with some online exclusive products tonight. I am throwing in a little bit of other products that are not Stampin' Up that are in my stash. I just felt it would just add to the things. So, you haven't gone on yet, Anne? Yes, I also just saw that on Facebook today. So, yeah, free shipping, apparently. So, all right. So without further ado, let me go. Oh, and the last thing I want to say about tonight's cards is it's my little adieu to Boho Blue. Because Boho Blue is retiring in 2 weeks' time, I wanted to just make something to remember Boho Blue by. So that's really where a lot of the inspiration came from. So let's hop over. So tonight we're going to make 4 cards out of 1 sheet of A4 cardstock, and if you are using US letter, you'll be doing exactly the same. This is not how our cards are going to look tonight, because every time it turns out differently, but this is the idea. These are the products we'll be using and the colors we'll be using. Whether they look the same remains to be seen. So let's take those out of my way so that I don't do them any harm. And let me bring in my A4 piece of paper. Now, what am I doing? Hi, Margaret. You love late night. 11 o'clock. It's in Alaska, right? Is that, if I remember where you're coming? Now, you can't really see this.
11:30.
11:30. Crazy. Okay, this is just, let me just bring something there so that the camera can just be happy with me for now. I'm going to be doing this in a landscape orientation. And last week we were talking about washi tape, and we were talking about this removable tape that I use. So that got me thinking about other ways that we can use this. So that's what I want to show you tonight as well, is how you can create your own washi tape. So I'm using Scotch removable tape, and I'm just segmenting my paper into 4 equal parts. Can you see that? Sorry, the paper I've got underneath here is quilter's freezer paper, which you will soon see why I'm going to use it. It'll just allow me to move. So now I've got full width on the X and Y axes. Ooh, we're having some geometry. And half the width of the tape on the top. And I'm just adhering this down to create the frame for my papers. So that when we do the peel and reveal at the end, this will automatically create a frame. Okay. So
We've got an international audience again, love.
that's so cool.
Yeah, Margaret's in Alaska and Monica's from Queensland, Australia.
Hi, Monica. Hello, hello. Monica's in here, and we've got South Africa and Kiwi. Cool to have you here, Monica. And Kiwi, Leslie and Kiwi. Excellent. Okay, so I've got this all nice and secure, but I can also lift it up, and I am using my mat underneath tonight, just so that I know I don't have any bumps in my desk. All right, let's get started. I'm going to be using this stamp from the Elements of Text. And the first thing I want to do is I want to create a bit of a resist emboss. As you can see in my card, I have put my camera, just let me know if my camera is too high. Is it jumping? Okay, let's just go back down again. Let's go down. Right, just let me know if that's better. I'll put it back where it used to be. I just thought I'd give you more a better, bigger view. Okay, we're going to start with a resist emboss. So I'm just going to go over my A4. Just keep an eye on the camera for me, love. It could be because there's lots of movement. And my little phone, it needs updating. I'm just waiting. We're just waiting for Richard's surgery to happen. And then hopefully there'll be some small change and then I can get a new phone. Okay, so what I'm doing is I have 4 rectangles, and I'm going to put my Versamark on the opposite side in each block. Move, yeah, just hang on. Let me just first finish this stage. It will become, you guys will all see it very soon. Just bear with me at this point. Once I get it heated and once I put the ink on it, you will soon see it. This is just a bit tricky because it's all white on white. I really do understand. So I'm just putting my powder all over. Okay. And I'm just lifting my paper up, making sure that it's all over my letters. And with a bit of scrap, I'm going to bring it in here. Okay. So now I can see under the lights that there's just a bit of powder where I don't want it. So I'm just going to brush that off and get that onto my mat. Oh, and I can see where it didn't emboss. So I'm just going to grab a bit, it's like sea sand, and put it back. That's it. Okay. And now I'm just going to tip this back. I do find this way a lot easier than using my mat. I used to use my mat, but I've actually stopped doing that. I find the white paper a lot easier. Okay, all right, let's just cover that. And I'm going to emboss this in front of you. Okay, so let's start. So just remember, when you're doing your embossing, you want to lift your paper up so that you don't overheat You want the heat to go through the paper, and that way it will speed up the embossing process. And I just usually move my heat tool over it. Yeah, I do realize this step you guys probably won't see much because it's white on white, but just bear with me. We'll soon change that. Okay. Almost there. Cool. And I just like to go over it one last time just to make sure. And we're done. All right. So let's just get that nice and straight. And now we can start the fun part. Just want to take my cloth and just make sure that, whoops, that was a cloth that went flying. Okay, now this is where I love having so much fun. Excepting I can't find my inks. All right, they're right under my nose. So now I'm going to take my two colors of choice. We're going with Pool Party and Boho Blue. And I'm just going to be opening them up over here. And I'm actually going to use the re-inkers. So let's just make sure I've got Pool Party. So a couple of drops of the pool, oh, there was 3. And then a couple of drops of Boho Blue. I'll be sad to see. I actually really loved these in colors. Just using my spray bottle. Now, this is thick basic white. And the reason I am using thick basic white is because I'm going to be lightly spraying and we're going to do a bit of distress. So you could use your water painter. So I thought we could maybe have a play with them both. So water painter, and I'm just going over. Okay. Go on your washi tape. This is going to become our washi tape. You want to go over. You can see I'm not, there's no major thought being put to this yet. Okay, I'm just putting ink down. And you can start seeing the resist is coming through. I'm just cleaning this all up. All right, I'll just set that to the side for now. And I just want to get that out. And now I'm going to bring in my boho. I just want to spray that a little bit more. And the boho, I want to highlight my resists. And I also want to just come in some of those gaps. So where my embossing went is where I'm putting boho over. And then I'm just doing a wash. It might be a little darker than, let's have a look. I'm going to just dry that, and I want to bring in a little bit more Pool Party, just a tad more. So we'll bring back Pool Party and my re-inker. Everyone's quiet? Is everyone just watching?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we had a unbelievably wet weekend for Easter. Almost said Christmas now. What did you measure, Rich? Rich measures the rain.
We had 70 mils and then 3 days in a row of 6 mils each, so another 18.
Crazy. Oh, and wind, hey, because we got the end tail of the cyclone.
So 88 mils, and then about a week before that we had 100 mils.
Yeah,
so we've had a lot of rain in the last 2.5 weeks.
We have. All right. So there are two things you can do now. The one is you can leave it, which is actually the better way to do it, or you can speed it up by heating it, which is what I'm going to do because we've got a lot of work to do. So again, I'm just going to lift my paper up. If you leave it, the colors do change. They look a little bit more natural, but yeah, it's fine. It's not big. I'm just going to flip this over. I'm just touching it with the palm of my hand, and that way you can actually feel whether it's still damp. It's just a tip I picked up with my watercoloring that I've been doing the last few months. They all seem to do that with watercoloring. Rather than touching it with your fingers, you just lightly touch it with your palm. What's happening? You had a power failure, Leslie Ann. Wildwind, yes. I heard that it was much worse over your side. Oh, Phil got kicked in the nose. Did he get injured badly? Obviously he got injured, but hopefully he's not badly injured. And Anne, what did you guys have? 28 mils. And you had amazing weather. Nice, Monica. Two ambulances and the fire truck.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Is he okay now? All right, let's do some stenciling, everyone. So I'm just going to pull one of my stencils out my stash, and I'm going to be using some daubers and my colors of choice.
You keep putting it down, but it must stay there.
Pardon?
Don't put it down.
Okay. My colors of choice is Salty Foam and Mossy Meadow. And I thought I would do the same stencil as what I did on the first lot. It's fine. I don't mind repeating it. I'm going to use this in my stash. That's all good. So I'm going to start off with, I like to label my daubers for the ink so that I don't mix them up. So I'm just going to open them. So that's Soft Sea Foam and Mossy Meadow. All right. So let me just make sure I don't muddle these up. Hey. Let's do it this way. So I'm just going to put some stencil over here. Oh, am I making this camera move now?
Well, it's a broken nose.
Oh. Oh, that'll make breathing really hard. Oh, the poor guy. Yeah, we had rough weather, but we didn't have it. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing opposites. So if the one's going left, the other one is going to go right. Oh, that's really, I'm sorry to hear that. I think we got off rather lightly where we are.
Yeah.
And this one I'm just going to do upside down. Oops, I almost muddled them now. What is that? Mossy Meadow. Your bucket went missing. You didn't kick the bucket.
Thankfully not. Retrieve the bucket and it's been blown some distance.
Yeah. Okay. I'm honestly not, I'm not, oops, I'm getting magnetized here. I'm not doing major thoughts on this. I'm just putting ink down. It's like, where do I want that? I want it there. And that's where it's going. So, but what I am doing is I'm keeping some patterns. There is some pattern. Like that's on the left, that's on the bottom right. That's on the left bottom, that's on the top right. So there are some patterns forming. Okay, now we can start stamping. So I'm going to pull in these two stamps from Textured Notes. And I want to use this one in Lost Lagoon. And I want to use this one in Misty Moonlight. So let's just get blocks ready for those. I just need to get my sleeves out the way. Okay, so Lost Lagoon, let's go for it. Now I am going to stamp on my tape because I want, so that's on the left, and oops, I almost, let's just put that. Oh no, that's all right for now. That's all right for now. I'll tell you now what I was thinking. And I'm just going up there. Now this one I want on the right hand side. Still on my mat. Okay. And this one I want on the left, but I'm going to block off that. That is tape, so I don't mind it being there. And I'm just going over. You can't see if that stamp is an actual sentiment or just vague script. It is an actual sentiment. Well, no, it's actually vague script. This is it. It's this one here. It's just vague script. Yeah, it's not sentiment. This one looks like you can sort of read those ones, but this one I used is just vague script. I love the stamp set, elements of text. It's very, very, very cool. Okay. So I'm just looking, I'm looking. I might come in over here and I might come in over here. So this one I'm using is the Lost Lagoon, and I might come in a bit more over there and at the top. All right. Oh, I didn't get my stamp cleaner. Just give me a moment. Just need to reach over and get it. And it's probably bone dry because I forgot to take it out. Oh no, she's good. Okay, so I might just leave that one up there for now. And I want to bring in this darker one with the Misty Moonlight. So I'm going to cover this bottom one because I don't want that stamp going. I don't want the stamp going onto my picture, but I do want it going on my washi tape. So I'm going to come in here and in there. And I'm going to come over there and over there. going to come over here. Just looking for my tape. And I'm going to actually bring that as a little bit of a border there. And I'm going to do the same here. Like I say, they're going to look different. This is getting messy. Don't let it bother you, because I'm just looking if they've all got some of the same stamps. They have. Excellent. We're going to peel that away, and it starts to look really messy when it's all okay. I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to use a couple of stamps that are not Stampin' Up. So let's just add those in for a little bit of texture. So I'm using this round one from Stampers Anonymous. It's from the Field Notes stamp set. And I just want to bring in a bit of round texture. I want to do it here. And I want to do it there. And I want to do it there. So you see there's a bit of a pattern. Let's just have a look. Where do I want that? I don't want to lose. That's what I did last time. I might just bring it in here and over there. And I might just bring it in here and over there. Okay. And now there's also another stamp that's also from that same stamp set that I just want to use as well. And that's this number 1. And I'm going to do this in Pebbled Path. Okay. So that one I want to the number. I want the number there. I want the number there. And I want the number there. And I'm just going to stamp. This one will take a bit longer to dry because it's not a permanent, but it does eventually dry. I'm just putting it on my washi tape that it's going to pull off. They do eventually dry. It takes probably a couple of days for the pebble path to dry, but it will eventually dry. As you can see why the cards are expensive. Not difficult, but lots of work. Yeah. No, they're not difficult at all, Mum. Well, some are. Okay, what are we missing? Right, now I want to bring in my flower. So this flower I've used before. This is this one from You Are Remarkable. And I'm going to stamp this one in Smoky Slate. So let me just cover up that bottom again. Love it so far. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, I'm standing because I need to see where I'm going. So I'm going to bring this, I want the flower to be the star. So I'm bringing it in there. Just make sure you cover that other bottom. And I'm bringing in there. And then I'm going to bring it in there. And I might just bring it in at the bottom. Again, covering up that bottom. Bring it there. And here's a nice open gap for it. There. And there. Oh, that one you didn't really see. Let's try that again because that was second generation. Okay. And Now we're going to do, I'm just putting this pad here because I have to go stamp off, because when I made it the first time round, I didn't stamp off this petal and it was super dark. So let's just bring that in. Night of Navy, stamp off. Oh, hold on. I'm going to have to bring this guy down, guys. Sorry, because I'm aiming for the middle of my flower. Stamp off. Is it still in the camera?
Yep.
Okay. I might actually stamp off again. It's quite a dark pink. That's better. Okay. Oops, too much, too much. Okay. Just let me know if we go off camera, love.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay. And last flower. All right. It's looking like a big mess.
It's coming together.
It's coming together, but it looks always at this stage like, what have I done? But it's coming on. So there are, I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. I don't think I've missed any steps. So now what I want to do, I'm just looking for an empty block. How are we doing for time? Okay, good. Because I do want to actually make the cards with you. Okay, so I'm just looking for. So
Leslie Ann wants to know, is Night of Navy on the way out?
No, it's a class. It's a neutral. Whoops, whoops, whoops. It's a neutral, so it should be hanging around. But boho blue is on its way out. So I have just got a little bit of white acrylic paint, just my local folk art acrylic paint, and this is why I put my apron on. I've got a old grungy splatter brush. I just want to test that that's enough. No, I just add a little bit more water, not too much. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of splatter on here. White splatter. There we go.
That's magical.
Yeah. The white acrylic paint does make a difference. It makes a huge difference. All right, so we're just putting in the white. And I'm just going to clean my brush, pop it to the side, and spray my block. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry it with the heat tool, because normally if I was doing this not live, I would just leave this and I would carry on and do something else while this dries. But I want to dry it and do the project with you. So let's dry it quickly. There's one here that's just too big, so I'm just going to dab it away. These big ones, I'm just going to pick them up. Thank you, Monica. I just want to start with them. Okay, I think we're good to go. All right. So before I peel it, I want to show you my previous washi tape pieces. This is why I put it on this freezer paper. So these are the pieces that came off from the previous project to make the cards for tonight. And I've got the pieces inside here. See, there they are inside the cards. So let's peel and reveal. And I'm going to use this freezer paper to stick the little washi pieces on. So take that off. I'm just going to stick them down here. Now, like I said, just be careful. Those numbers are going to take a little longer to dry than the other inks. Okay, where's this one? Come on. I can't find the beginning of this one. Lift. There we go. I love doing the peel and reveals. They're always so fun. Okay. Stick that one there. Stick that on the side. And then we had this cross one first. Oops, that one's bled. That's no good. Somebody went a bit bonkers with the paint, obviously. Oh, that's pretty washi tape. Look at that. I like that washi tape. That's okay. It's fine. And all right, that's also pretty. So now let's take that out the way so that we can actually work on getting our cards done. So here we've got our washi tape. I know. Here we've got our 4 cards. So here's where you can be a perfectionist and cut it with your paper trimmer, or you can carry on in the spirit of being arty and grungy and eyeball it and just use a pair of scissors, which is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm just cutting them with my long shear scissors, and we'll cut them back very soon. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this, just give it a narrower border. Of course you could cut this back. The thing is, what you're going to find is, because I didn't measure, I mean, if you honestly can measure it if that's who you are. I am usually very particular about measurements and things, but when I make these grungy cards, I give myself permission to not be a perfectionist. And I find it very, very liberating. My friends that know me well always are quite surprised when I make these sort of cards, because it's very,
oh yes,
it's very contrary to my personality.
Countercultural to you.
It's very contrary to my personality. Yeah, my family know me well. Everything's in its place. Everything's labeled, alphabetical, and so
color coordinated.
Yeah. So doing this style of card, it does something good for my brain. It just does something really good for my brain. What's up? You would use crazy scissors and I can't cut straight. Well, that's where you can you can use crazy scissors too. These aren't all that straight if you looked at them close up. And look, it's bled a bit. See? It's better, but you know what? I'm okay with it. All right. Let's bring in boho blue cardstock. I actually just want to spray this. This is driving me mad because I can feel there's a slight powder residue from when I did my embossing. And I've got ink all over my hands. Well done, Bernie. Okay, let's just get that. Hang on, let's just get that clean. That's better. Yikes! You should see my craft room. It's looking a mess. Okay, paper trimmer. I should take a before and after photo. Hey, love, of what my craft room looks like before my lives and after my lives. So I'm just going to cut my score my cardstock at 4 1/8. But you're going to soon see that they're not going to fit perfectly because I've cut them down, and I'm just taking it on the lengthwise at 14.8, and I'm going to do the same. And again,
says you get that perfectionism from her.
Yeah, well, it has its blessings and it has its curses. Okay. Because in some ways it's helpful, and in other ways it's darn not pain in the bum. Okay, I'm looking for my bone folder, love. Where have I put it? It should be here. It was. It was here. There it is. Excuse me, I've got a froggy in my throat. Okay, I'm just burnishing these quickly. So what I love about this is sort of like a one-sheet wonder, but not quite a one-sheet wonder. It's more like a grungy, but it's the same concept of where you're taking one piece of cardstock and decorating it and walking away with 4 cards. I find that a really good use of time. Okay, so what I'm looking for here is I want to make sure that my mats are about right. Excuse me, I don't know where that croakiness is coming from. So I don't usually make cards like this, but in this particular case, this is what I've been doing. So I just need to trim off a little bit of a border, and so I'll just tuck that one in. We'll glue them shortly. I'm going to tuck that one in there. Now I'm just taking my next frame. Okay, so for this one, you could mat it onto a different base if you so chose. I like the idea of just leaving the frame of the just leaving the cardstock as the frame. I feel like there's a lot going on already. Okay, next one. Again, I'm not measuring this. I'm eyeballing it. Shock and horror. Hey, love.
You don't eyeball anything.
No, no. That's not true. I do. I usually am very particular about my stuff. That's why I'm saying this is very liberating for me to just feel at liberty of, being free. But if it is totally pushing your buttons, please measure and trim it and do it how is best for you. Don't let my way freak you out. Okay, so now we're just going to go through the assembly, and you can maybe just decorate 1 or 2 depending on how much time we have left. So I'm just going to push that down. happy mail happening. Yes. This is such a nice way of creating bulk cards as well. Okay. Oh, that one's upside down. Quick. I know that because the number is upside down. Tombow. That's why I love Tombow. It gives you time to fix your mistakes. Hold on, let's try that again. Okay. All right. Next one. Make sure my numbers are the right way around. Thank you, Anne. Yeah, just a fun way. I was looking in my stash of Stampin' Up stamps for these sort of number things, but I didn't have anything, which is why I resorted to my, what's it called? Field notes from Stamping Anonymous. But yeah, I thought those other ones from the online exclusive played quite nicely. Okay. Alrighty. Do we have time?
A couple of minutes.
Let's just grab, so I'm just going to bring out my ephemera, which is also in my stash. And we can just do maybe one or two. I'm not going to spend all night doing this. I'm just going to take one card and then we can just look for some ephemera that will work. That might be a bit big. Oh, yep, there's a butterfly I like. Let's have a look. I'm looking for something rectangle, something round. Let's just move these out the way. No, I don't think so either, Monica. I don't think they've had numbers. I do like that sort of look. That's why I do sometimes need to get stuff that's not Stampin' Up. Naughty me. Okay, I like that one. That looks good. Well, that looks nice. And then let's find a circle. That could possibly work. That could possibly work, but they're the same color. Let's see if we can find something with a red circle. Oh, that might work. Might work. Okay, let me just pull that all to the side for now. Let's work on this little guy. So when I look for my ephemera, spelling test, ephemera, I always look for this piece of glue. I look for different shapes. So that rectangle, I love that, and I love the words. And I love the green of that butterfly, and I love that 90, that number hinting there. So I am going to do that together. Excuse me, sir. I wish to bring in my stapler, and I'm just going to go through the middle of my butterfly like so. I have a feeling this one might, yep. So let's just put a little bit of glue on this 90. Or maybe it's just got snagged in it. Oh, good, it's in. Brilliant. Okay. Card number 1. Shall we do another one quickly? One more butterfly. Oh, look at that one. All right. One more card, and then I promise we can finish there. So that one, let's do it over there. And I want some red.
Mum says it's very smart.
Thanks, Mum. Oh, I like that pavillon with the red. And I like that bit of red there. There's something that because red is opposite on the color wheel to the blue and the green, the red just pops. I'm just looking for a circle. Let's just quickly go through these. There's red. I might not be finding a circle, although that might be a circle. Act as a circle.
Leslie Ann brought home a bunch of junk from London recently for junk journaling.
Oh, that. I think my biggest danger in going, if I were ever to go to the States, would be, oh, there, I've got one, would be to, I'd have to have an empty suitcase. Oh, let me tell our friends what competition I've...
Did you win?
No. Oh, you would have heard if I'd won. I don't know yet if I've won. So if you don't know this about me, I am a huge Formula One
junkie.
I love Formula One.
Bernie loves Formula One so much, she bought me a Formula One TV subscription for my birthday so that she could watch Formula One TV with me.
Yeah, I thought that was very smart. Anyway, I entered a competition on my Saturday morning, which was in the USA, Friday midnight, to win 2 all expenses paid tickets. I'm not going to do anymore. We'll just leave it at those 2. Expenses paid tickets to Formula One in Miami.
In 2 weeks' time.
In 2 weeks' time. So I'm waiting to hear if I've won or not. Yeah.
I think you'd have heard by now.
No, I don't think so. It only closed on Friday and it was a long weekend, remember? Anyway. All right, everyone. Okay. There we go. This is what we made tonight, and 2 of which I have embellished. And if I put them to the side, this is how their little friends look. Right? So as I said, they're going to look a bit different and they're going to look similar. But here we have 8 cards. Hi, Cheryl. How lovely to join us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Monica. Yes, I saw Cheryl's here, lovey. I saw that. Right, let me just show my face. All right, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It was heaps of fun, eh?
Yep.
I've got inky fingers, crafty inky fingers, which is a sign of a good time. So thank you, everyone. At least I kept my shirt clean. That was a good step. Go and have fun with your products. Go and play differently. Go and color. Go and ink yourself crazy. Enjoy playing with the products in a different way. And thank you for your company. It was always so lovely having different people from around the world with us in our craft room. And new friends. Well, Cheryl's not a new friend. She's an old friend, but watching live, that's awesome. So we'll be back, Lord willing, next week. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everyone.
Great.
I'll see you next Tuesday evening. I will think of something else to share with you. All right. See you all next week. Have a wonderful week. You're wonderful. Welcome, Margaret. I think it's past midnight there now. So hope you have a good sleep, Margaret. Hi, Nicole. You're welcome. Welcome. Welcome to my channel, and you're very, very welcome. We'll catch you all next week. Give you some time to say goodbye, and we'll touch base next week. All right, everyone. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.